Hi there everyone, it's Christophe Choo with Coldwell Banker Previews International in Beverly Hills. And today I'm not in Beverly Hills, I'm in the Hollywood Hills area, actually one part of the Hollywood Hills area called the Sunset Plaza area. So interestingly enough, in all my video tours, so by the way, this house just recently sold. It was listed for $1.3 million and it doesn't have any yard, and it's going to be obviously remodeled. Anyways, there are different parts to the Hollywood Hills, and as I was saying earlier, the biggest requests I get are for my video driving tours. The consumers, particularly the buyers, really love getting driving tours to understand and experience the different neighborhoods. So today I thought, I've done this tour before, but I thought I'd do an updated version. Today I'm driving on Sunset Plaza Drive. I'm kind of at the top of Sunset Plaza Drive, which is about a 5 to 7 minute drive from Sunset Boulevard. And Sunset Plaza does go from Sunset Boulevard all the way up to the top of the hill. Prices can range rather dramatically on this street. Prices can be as low as a little house sold a few months ago for $650,000. It was a 600 square foot bungalow with no yard, no view, just a little house here on the left up against the mountainside. Up to, I think some of the highest prices on Sunset Plaza are about 15 to 18 million. It's definitely changed a lot in the last 23 years. I've been selling in this area for 23, 24 years. And I can remember back in the day when you could sell a $400,000 or $500,000 house, which today is now worth $2 million, $2.2 million. Anyways, so in terms of location, Sunset Plaza is kind of the second tier of the Hollywood Hills. Hollywood Hills has a lot of different zones, but the primary zones are the Sunset Strip area, which is basically the Sunset Plaza area west to the border of Beverly Hills, and that would include the bird streets, which are the most popular part of the Hollywood Hills. The bird streets are called the bird streets because all the streets are named after birds: Oriole, Blue Jay, Flicker, Tanager, all different bird names. And that particular part of the Hollywood Hills is extremely popular. This house on the left here is on the market for $2,395,000, I believe. And so anyways, back to the bird streets. That's the most popular area, and lately we've seen prices as high as in the 35 million, 38 million range for homes in that area. A house just recently sold in the 30 million range that they're going to tear down and build a new house, and that had sold to Dr. Dre 5 or 6 years ago for like 14 million. So as an example, that almost doubled in value in the last few years, and now they're tearing down the house. And it was a relatively newer house that Dr. Dre owned previously, but it was at the end of a promontory in the bird streets and sold for a very, very high premium. And in today's market, with so much internet money and money from video game companies and top celebrities, they all want to be in Beverly Hills, Bel Air, or the bird streets, or Hollywood Hills West. So they don't mind paying a big premium for those properties, I should say. So interesting dynamic about what's happening here in the neighborhood. It's a very mixed bag of homes currently on Sunset Plaza Drive. There's a lot of the older homes that are not so great that need to be torn down, and like this was a newer home that was built a couple years ago, or actually redone a couple years ago, not the one I was thinking. That golden home sold, I believe, a year ago for about $1.5 million or $1.6 million. Behind that hedge there, I sold that house for $460,000, got about 16 years ago, and I think the last price was like $2.4 million. Just to give you an example of how the market has appreciated here in the Sunset Plaza area. So again, very popular neighborhood. You see lots and lots of construction going on. This particular house sold years ago for $575,000. Today it's worth about $2.2 million. Again, views in this area can really add a tremendous value to the property. We've seen, typically a really great view can add potentially 50% value to the other comps in the neighborhood on these good locations. And that goes for Beverly Hills, Bel Air, not Holmby Hills, there's no views in Holmby Hills, but the Hollywood Hills. But sometimes you can see a view add even more than that. It just depends on how great the view is and how much the buyer really wants that view. So, but views are really, really popular. They've always been popular, but I would say in the last 5 years or so, they've become extremely popular. I mean, everybody, or I shouldn't say everybody, but particularly the young demographic of 25 to 45, 50 years old, love having amazing views, love to wake up and just take a view of the whole city and be able to see what's below them. Kind of a funny little thing. Sunset Plaza Drive is a bit windy. There is some aversion to some families that have kids and go to the school 2-3 times a day and marketing. A lot of people, some people don't want to be 5, 6, 7 minute drive from the bottom of the hill, let's say, where this all the shopping is and restaurants and things of that nature. We've been driving now about 5 minutes. We're almost at the Sunset Boulevard connection, so you'll be able to see that shortly. So like I said, it's between a 5 to 7 minute drive to get from pretty much the top of Sunset Plaza down to the bottom. And there's another area called kind of Lower Sunset Plaza, which you'll see shortly when we make the turn, that some houses have a little bit of view, but a lot of them don't. And so we call it Lower Sunset Plaza because those are the properties that tend to have a little bit more flat, usable land. Because most of these houses here on Sunset Plaza are either a downhill slope lot or an uphill slope lot. So either your house door entry is at the street level and you go down and maybe up a story or two, or you're on the uphill side where you're up against the street as your entrance and then it goes up the hill from there. So this is Lower Sunset Plaza, where the homes are a little bit more traditional, a little bit less of the modern contemporary style. A lot of these houses were built in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s, so you can kind of see the kind of change in architecture. Houses here on Lower Sunset Plaza, there was a sale recently for $25 million. That was about an acre lot that sold a few years ago for like $3.5 million, if I remember correctly. They built a new house and then sold that for in the I think lower mid-20 range. I forget exactly how. And it's actually that house there behind the hedge, which you can maybe get a sneak peek of it. And then behind that hedge, there's another 6-acre property here on Sunset Plaza that sold about 10 or 12 years ago. So that's the end of the Sunset Plaza tour today. We're just about to arrive at Sunset Plaza itself, which is right here at Sunset Plaza Drive and Sunset Boulevard. Lots of great restaurants, from Chin Chin to Cafe Med, to a couple others. Lots of great food, lots of wonderful little stores, and right on Sunset Boulevard. So that took us 7.5 minutes to get from the top down to Sunset Boulevard and to Sunset Plaza. So I hope you enjoyed today's tour of the Sunset Plaza area of the Hollywood Hills. Thanks.